Now, botting in Classic is rather a hot topic at the moment, with many players feeling the Classic team are not doing enough to counter these bots. And a question regarding these bots was actually asked to the Classic team. You see, WoW actually they posted an unlisted video with the community cancel. It was more centered around the upcoming release of Hardcore Classic, but there were some questions that related to Classic themselves, and this one was directed to senior game producer Josh Greenfield. And I must say, he was rather reluctant to answer this question. You could actually see his frustration in the question. But he did give us a little bit of snippet into what kind of effort they go into when trying to counteract these bots. So let's take a look at that.
On the topic of botting, a lot of people in the community have an opinion that it sounds like it's easy to ban bots. You just have one GM, he goes to Stratform and he clicks ban. Obviously, that's not how it works, but people are a bit confused when they see these bots quite literally fly hacking through the world in dungeons and so on, and obviously you are banning them to an extent, but it also feels like not enough is being done. Can you give us an impression of why it's easier said than done? Like, what is the process behind it? Thank you.
The short answer is no, honestly.
Yeah.
The problem is that there's no real good way to give a satisfying answer to this question. That's just, I've been asked it a million times. We've kind of answered it a million times. There's no satisfying answers to it. There's a lot of reasons why we approach it the way we approach it, and there's a lot of effectiveness we get out of it that's just not very visible to players. I don't think that there's a really good way we could spend a lot of time on this topic and give a satisfying answer, and we're just going to kind of burn airtime.
I always wish more people could sit behind Tim and watch some of the work he's done to to counteract exploits. It's just incredible, like some of the things that we're able to do sort of behind the scenes, in the game.
Yeah. I'll give you a tidbit, and I'll say that one of the most recent kind of exploits that bad actors discovered, we got to the point where from the time they created their Battle.net account, not logged into the game, we were banning the account within, I think, 3 minutes. And that's not even logging into the game. That's the time that the Battle.net account was created. So there's a lot of that, and it's not visible, unfortunately. But that's kind of the cat and mouse game of this stuff, right? Is it's a security issue ultimately, and the more you kind of talk about and surface methodology and in how you approach security, the easier it is to sort of bypass that security. It's frustrating for me too. I wish I could spend hours working with our global security team here on these things. I probably talk to them more per week than I do some of my team members. And I wish we could say more, but it's just really difficult to talk about.
So as you can see, Josh is clearly frustrated. And to be honest, so is the player base. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say they're not doing anything, but from a player's perspective, you can forgive us when we start to think that maybe a little more should be done. Now, this isn't the only interview the Classic team did. Over on Savix's YouTube channel, he had the opportunity to ask more about the team's efforts against the bots, and to be honest, this is the answer I really want to focus on for the remainder of our video.
Number 3, you guys have killed it with the anti-griefing, so big thank you to that. And going forward, could we expect the same with the botting problems? There's like an ongoing botting, especially in RAS servers. People would love to hear any solutions or any plannings you guys are doing for that?
Yeah, well, first, thank you. When it comes to the PvP and making that consensual and opt-in, that was a huge focus of the team, both on the design and the engineering side, to protect against some of the shenanigans that we were seeing on the unofficial realms. When it comes to botting, this is something that is top of mind for us at all times. It is something that we work together with our global security team constantly on. We published a blue post about this a while back, in which we went into detail on our thoughts on bots and our ongoing efforts to combat them. One of the big challenges about us talking about it is the more that we talk about it, the more insight that we give into it, and this ongoing battle against the bots, the more self-defeating it becomes. We can't talk a lot about the specifics of our ongoing efforts, but I can promise you that it is a battle that we are fighting, and it is one that we are not going to stop fighting. We definitely recognize that makes it a little bit of a black box, and that can certainly be frustrating, though. But we're committed to continuing this fight, and we do want to be as transparent about it as we can be, because it's incredibly important to the team, and we know it's incredibly important to the player base too.
Could we be helpful too by doing anything, or is there nothing we can really do?
You know, I would say reporting is actually it's huge. It works. It really does. I would please continue when you see behavior like this. Our team does receive those reports. We action extremely quickly. So yeah, they're important, and that is certainly one way that the player base can continue to help us in these efforts.
Okay. So you heard it straight from the team. Report when you see this kind of activity, and they will action extremely quickly. Okay. Well, let's put that to the test. Okay, so here we are, and as you can see, as I just started recording, we've already got some action happening. There you go, 1, 2, 3, 4, right off the rip. Okay, now, I have decided to have a look at some bot activity behind Light Hope Chapel. I have done a video on this in the past. There's another one of the bad boys, naughty boys. Okay, another naughty boy, okay, and look how prevalent this is, okay? But we're going to play the game that the Blizzard wants us to play in terms of, report. Look at this. This is insane. Reporting, and then we'll see if their action is taken extremely quickly. So, a TLDR for this type of bot, or what they're currently doing is they're basically running up this tree. They run up this tree because they feel that they will not be seen if they're just running across, the zone. They'll be flying up in the air. They'll head over to Stratholme, do the bot there. They'll clear out trash, do things like that. They'll actually come back on the same path. So as you can see where this person is going towards Strath, you'll see people coming back. They'll come back down the tree here. They'll then head over to one of the NPCs here to sell their goods, and it's rinse and repeat. There you go. Look, someone's just gone. They're going to go there as well. Okay, so as I said, already done. If you want to go a little bit more in depth, please go look at my other videos. There is one there. But here, what we're going to do is going to do some bot investigation, some testing of the Blizzard's team philosophy. Okay, when it comes to bots and counteracting them. Now, I do have a rule set, so to speak, so I will be doing this for a half an hour period, okay? I'm going to keep track of how many bots I see, and I will be reporting them every time I see them. If I see the same bot, I, again, will not put that down as an additional bot, but I will report them twice, because as they say, if I ever see it, please report it, and they will act swiftly. So, let's see how this goes. Well, guys, there you have it. 101 bots confirmed in a half an hour period. I didn't think it was going to be... I knew it was going to be bad, but I didn't know it was going to be that bad. So what I did is I went and had a look over the footage again and actually got together a little bit of a spreadsheet, okay, because I wanted to keep track of all these names, because what we're going to do now is we're actually going to head back over into the game and actually see if any of these bots that we have, you know, reported, are they going to still be there doing what they do? Let's have a look. What's going on, guys? Okay, so it's been around about 3 to 4 days since I did the initial kind of sweep, that half an hour sweep when we were looking into some of the bots. I wanted to keep it a little bit longer, but we actually have Hardcore releasing in a few hours. So I think around about 12 hours from now. So I wanted to get this video out of the way so I could fully focus on Hardcore, but nonetheless, let's have a look and basically see where we're at. So yeah, let's just have a look. Obviously right now it's very early on in the server time, so it's 3 a.m, whereas previously we did it about 5 o'clock you know, early night or late afternoon. So I if we do happen to see some of these bots, which I'm got a sneaking suspicion we will, let's say that it probably could have been worse. So it might be in Blizzard's best interest that we're doing it such early hours of the morning. But let's have a look. So obviously right now I can't see many bots going around right now. Okay, we saw it in the previous footage. They were just, you know, they were living in this tree, but not so much now. But let's have a look and see if they're hanging out in Strathholm, shall we? Let's have a look. Okay. So as I said, I've got the spreadsheet. I've got all these names ready to go on my second screen, so we're going to have a look. But I've watched the footage so much that I'm pretty confident that if I do see some of these names, I'm going to be able to call them out. And right off the rip, I'm pretty sure was it CKWY? Yep. That naughty boy was in my list. I believe DABT was as well. Let's have a look. Yep. That bad boy's in there too. I'm just gonna, I think DEOE? Yep. Naughty boys. Couple of naughty D's there. Looking down the list, EFEI, I'm pretty sure was in there as well. EFE, yep, that's there. EKWI, I believe was in there. Okay, so these are some of the names that we saw in the previous footage. We reported, as you can see, all in the footage. I know it was sped up. If anyone needs the raw footage, more than happy to provide that for you. But having a look, Caters, I know was in there. Yep, Caters is in there as well. KLVU, I'm not sure. No, KLVU wasn't in there, but Caters definitely was. Kadana Wu, I'm pretty sure they were in there. Let's have a look. Yep, Kadana Wu's in there as well. Oh, man. Lumi, I don't think Lumi was. No, there was no Lumi. But yeah, going down, Skewy, I'm pretty sure Skewy was in there. No, Skewy wasn't in there. Okay. Nice. No Skewy. TKFWO, I'm pretty sure. TKFW. No, okay. I think it was TKWO. TKWO was in there. Yep, I've got that one there. VKEIW. I don't think so, but let's just have a look. No VK. All right, that's fine. But having a look, I don't think Taki was in there. But look, I think enough. I don't think we actually no. YK. I'm pretty sure YK was in there as well. YFK. Sorry, YFK. Yep, YFK. W is in there. Y. The UN. So WI. Sorry, YIUN. No, they weren't in there either. Okay, that's fine. But oh, hang on. Who we got here? Chem. I don't think Chem Black was in there. No Chem Black. You're safe for now, Chem Black. But I am going to report you. Locums, no. Locums definitely wasn't in there. I would have remembered that. What is it? potentially feeding. Let's just go with that. But look, guys, as I said at the start of the clip here, I knew it was going to happen. To be honest, I thought it was going to be a lot worse. But like I said, we're at 3 a.m. server time. These are, people are sleeping. Believe it or not, even bots have to sleep sometimes, guys. Someone's got to turn on the bot after all. But look, I wanted to challenge the Blizzard team's or the Classic team's philosophy in the sense that they said that if we report it, they do act very fast. Look, I always try and be positive when it comes to Blizzard. I don't think there's anything to gain from just being completely negative and just shitting on them. But there's a missing link here, because what you're preaching, unfortunately, just it's just not true. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Have you guys seen a downtick in terms of bots? I personally haven't, but I kind of look for it these days because I find it fun to try and catch them out. But yeah, I don't know. Let's hope it gets a lot better, but only time will tell. Anyway, guys, I'm off. I'm gonna go sleep. I'm gonna play some hardcore. I hope you guys are gonna play hardcore. It's gonna be super fun. Who knows? You might even catch me on stream sometime. So anyways, guys, peace.